Last week, the official OKGOP got in some hot water for comparing vaccine mandates to the Holocaust, posting a picture saying it's like the gold star Jews had to wear before Nazis took them to concentration camps. Yeah. This made national news, of course, because what the hell? They were trying, while Governor Stitt was out of state, they were trying to get Matt Pinnell to, who's the lieutenant governor, to use his emergency authority to ban vaccine mandates by employers, because we're pro local control in businesses getting what they want when we want. I don't know. It's very confusing. They're not very consistent on when businesses should be allowed to do whatever they want and when they shouldn't. Politely request, while comparing vaccination mandates to the Star of David, politely request he call for a special legislative session to address the private employer vaccine mandate. So anyway, really, really sick, bizarre stuff. This got called out by everyone, so don't need to belabor it. But this is what the governor and others came up with as their response. It is irresponsible and wrong to compare an effective vaccine developed by President Trump's Operation Warp Speed to the horrors of the Holocaust. People should have the liberty to choose if they take the vaccine, but we should never compare the unvaccinated to the victims of the Holocaust. Yeah, that's pretty safe ground to stand upon. But yeah, I mean, this is the monster you create when you make false equivalents and make basic public health, reasonable public health regulations all about freedom and all about this crazy selfish narrative you've built. And they've struggled because, like, there have been some local GOP groups that were like, yeah, we condemn this, but then they're like, but you know, you should be free not to be forced to do time in the camps. I don't know, you know, like they can get so far with it and then they have to like walk it back because it's like, well, actually we do believe you should be able to do whatever you want whenever you want it, as long as it's what our side wants. Because if it's like smoking a joint somewhere, I mean, you should definitely be arrested for that. Or, you know, if it's some other group protesting in the streets, like, you should definitely be punished and run over for that. Like, you can't possibly be allowed to do that. But I should be able to cause a public health emergency by not getting vaccinated when I had the chance. Like, they can't, they struggle to reconcile it because their ideology doesn't make any sense, and it's just purely about what their selfish team wants, just completely divorced from all data. So, that's what we're dealing with. A party and a philosophical group that has no grounding in any sort of logic or rationale, just purely emotional arguments about freedom and just their convenient interpretation of it. It's really sad to see. And it really underpins things like the critical race theory debate and all this stuff. I mean, it's just all about denying the reality around us and being able to cling to, you know, whatever ridiculous belief that they want to cling to.